Welcome to a new series of tutorials which are aimed at helping you begin the journey of creating and editing 3D models for Neverwinter Nights. There are many people in the Neverwinter community who would like to make custom content, but who do not know how to edit 3D models, or even where to begin. These tutorials are for you. First, I'd like to give you a rough idea of what is involved in the editing process. During these tutorials I will use the word workflow. Workflow describes the typical steps involved in a particular process as it is most commonly performed. The workflow for editing Neverwinter Nights 3D models is as follows. First, acquire or create a 3D model and any assets, like textures that it might require. Next, import the model into Gmax, which is a free 3D model editing program. Next, modify the model in Gmax, using Gmax modeling tools and various scripts which greatly assist and speed up the editing process. Next, export the model to a directory for testing. Next, prepare the model to be used by Neverwinter Nights. And finally, of course, running Neverwinter Nights to test out the new content. In order to acquire models and assets to modify from Neverwinter Nights, we are going to be using NWN Explorer Reborn 1.63. If you type in the listed link, it will begin downloading the latest version of the program. Installation involves merely unpacking the archive into its own directory. It does not need to be installed anywhere specific. You can also search for it on the Neverwinter Vault. Just be sure to search for NWN Explorer Reborn as opposed to just NWN Explorer. The one you're looking for is made by community member Chaos. That's spelled A-C-A-O-S. We'll learn more about this and the other things we're installing in future lessons. Next, we're going to download and install Gmax, the 3D editing program which we use to change the shape or other aspects of the model. If you go to the listed link, you will wind up on the official Gmax website. Click on the bright green button that says Download Gmax. This will start the download of the installer. You may wish to bookmark that web page, because there are other useful things related to Gmax which you can download there. Once the installer is done downloading, run it. A WinZip dialog box will appear. Click on the Setup button to start the Gmax installation. At the beginning of the installation, the installer may show a window which says, Searching for installed applications. This may take a while and is normal. Gmax sometimes picks a strange spot to want to install itself to, so pay careful attention on the destination folder window and change that directory as desired. Gmax does not need to be installed in any particular place. When the installation is done, launch Gmax. When running Gmax for the first time, you will be presented with a registration window. Follow the instructions in order to register your copy of Gmax. The registration process does not always work. If you have problems registering Gmax, you can always bypass the manual registration by downloading and running reg keys. It is not recommended that you do this, and if you download malicious registry keys, they could cause serious harm to the data on your computer. I had this problem myself, and here is a link to the registry key I used. This does not mean the registry key I used is safe, only that it is the one I used. Hopefully the normal registration process for Gmax will run smoother for you than for myself. Okay, we've got in Gmax registered one way or the other, and now it is starting for the first time. There is one bit of configuration we'll need to take care of. This window will appear. It's just asking us what 3D driver we want to use. The default driver is HEIDI, but I like to switch it to OpenGL, and then click OK. After Gmax is loaded up, go ahead and close the program. We'll cover Gmax in a later lesson. We're going to be installing the NWmax set of scripts for Gmax. These are required in order to import and export the models. It also has other scripts which help with the editing process. You can find the download at the link below, or you can search the Neverwinter Vault for NWmax. There are several versions for download. Be sure to download and run the installer for Gmax. You may also have to select the second of two Gmax links if you have problems with the first. All in all, it's much easier just to use the shortcut I provide. The NWmax installer should be able to find your Gmax directory to install to, but be sure to check the path it wants to install to and make sure that is your Gmax directory. If installation was successful, there should be a new folder in your Gmax scripts directory which is called NWmax, and there should also be a file called .NWmax in your Gmax scripts startup folder. We're most of the way through now. Now, we need to install Vtools. Vtools has a huge selection of scripts for editing models in Neverwinter. Vtools needs to be installed and updated. Let's start with the base install. You can find Vtools for download at the link listed below. Once the archive is downloaded, unpack it and run the installer inside. Again, it is important to make sure that it is installed into the right directory, which is your Gmax directory. Now we just need to update Vtools to the latest version. Download the archive at the link below and open it. There will be two folders inside the archive. One will be called Startup and the other will be called Vtools. All you need to do is drag both folders into your Gmax scripts directory. You will get warning messages about the folder's files. Click Yes to all for each. This will update your Vtools to the latest version. Congratulations! You should now have all the tools you need for basic model and asset acquisition, importing, editing, and exporting. In short, we're now ready to go. Please watch the other tutorials in this series for more instruction on the tools we've just installed.